Within a monastery, nestled deep in the mountains, resided a monk named Takeshi, known for his insight and empathy towards all forms of life. He used to roam the monastery's surroundings, contemplating nature and existence. One day, while walking along the edge of a river, he noticed something floating in the water. As he approached, he realized it was a scorpion caught in the current. With compassion in his heart, Takeshi decided to rescue it, unaware of the profound consequences this simple act would unleash. With care, he reached out to retrieve the scorpion from the water. However, just as he was about to grasp it, the scorpion stung him on the hand. Pain surged through the monk's body, yet, instead of becoming angry or complaining, Takeshi managed to finally lift the scorpion from the water and place it on dry land. However, as Takeshi walked away, the scorpion followed him. Takeshi pondered why the scorpion pursued him, even though it had previously shown that it was not an ally. Nonetheless, the scorpion continued to follow him and, at a later moment, attempted to sting him again. Takeshi paused to contemplate the situation. He didn't want the scorpion to keep tagging along, yet he also didn't wish it harmed. He decided to take the scorpion with him back to the monastery. Although the scorpion tried to escape during the journey, Takeshi did not release it. Eventually, they arrived at the monastery, where Takeshi placed the scorpion on the ground. The small creature scurried to a corner, and Takeshi sat down to meditate on the dilemma he faced: how to deal with the scorpion situation. Despite his compassion for all creatures, the scorpion had stung him and continued to try to sting. Takeshi pondered whether he should set it free or keep it with him, seeking a peaceful resolution. As he pondered, he realized that the scorpion was merely acting according to its nature, and its behavior had nothing to do with him personally. He also recalled that compassion and solidarity were core values in his monk practice. He determined that he couldn't leave the scorpion in danger there, but he also couldn't allow himself to be stung again. Thus, Takeshi devised a plan, grabbed an empty container, and placed it on the ground. Using a piece of wood, he guided the scorpion into the container and trapped it there. He sealed the opening with a leaf and stepped away. With time, the scorpion settled down and remained inside the container. Takeshi decided it would be best to release it in a safe location far from the monastery. He picked up the container and carried the scorpion to the riverbank, where he set it free in nature. By finding a peaceful solution to a challenging dilemma, he reaffirmed that compassion and solidarity were not just virtues for monastery life but for all existence. The next day, as Takeshi walked through the gardens, a young apprentice approached and asked, "Master Takeshi, why did you persist in saving the scorpion even when it tried to sting you? Weren't you risking your own safety?" Takeshi smiled and replied serenely, "My dear student, the scorpion was not acting out of malice or intending to harm me personally. It was simply following its nature. It is our own nature as human beings to try to help others, even if we sometimes suffer in the process." The disciple reflected on the master's words and then questioned, "Master, wouldn't there be a simpler solution than putting oneself in danger?" Takeshi replied, "Compassion and solidarity are foundations in our monk practice. We shouldn't reserve compassion only for those who treat us well but also for those who treat us poorly. We must learn to be compassionate even in the face of those who harm us, for we are all part of the same universe. We would lose our essence if we reacted to evil inappropriately." The disciple understood and realized that Takeshi's approach to compassion and solidarity was truly inspiring. He began to see that true strength lies in showing love and solidarity for all living beings, even those who cause us suffering. After this conversation, the disciple felt grateful to have had the opportunity to share Takeshi's wisdom and experience. He also rejoiced in seeing that the young disciple was starting to grasp the importance of compassion and solidarity. Over time, the story of the monk and the scorpion became known in the Zen monastery. People who visited often referred to Takeshi as an example of compassion and wisdom. The final lesson of the story is that we can learn to express compassion and solidarity for all living beings, even those who harm us. Compassion is not only about aiding others but also about understanding and accepting the nature of all things. The story of the monk and the scorpion reminds us that we should always seek peaceful and respectful solutions to problems, even if it means taking some risks. In the end, compassion and solidarity are essential to connect with others and find inner serenity. Remember, never change your essence because of others' actions. Want to live with more wisdom and purpose? Discover the secrets of Buddhist monks in the ebook The Wealth Through the Eyes of Buddhist Monks. Click on the pinned comment and start your journey of transformation.